Hello friends, welcome to the channel Physics by IITians.
Okay. In last video, I discussed about the properties of Dirac delta function and some advanced properties of Dirac delta function. So in this video, I will discuss attractive Dirac delta potential in quantum mechanics completely. So in this video, I will discuss the wave function of a particle if that particle is present in attractive Dirac delta potential, its energy levels, and the uncertainty relation for Dirac delta potential. So in this case, here I consider a particle of mass m is subjected to Dirac delta potential, and the potential V of x is equals to minus V naught Dirac delta function of x. So this one is an attractive Dirac delta potential. So for repulsive Dirac delta potential, we will take here sign positive. So first we will discuss the case of negative energy. If E is less than 0, then we can easily write the Schrodinger equation for any potential. In the same way, we will write Schrodinger equation for potential V, and here we will write V is equals to minus V naught delta x. So we will get this Schrodinger equation. Okay, so this one we can draw the graph of Dirac delta potential in this like this way, and for x not equals to 0, if x, because as we all know at x equals to 0 this potential blows out. So at x not equals to 0 I can write the Schrodinger equation, and for x not equals to 0 this potential will become 0, and I can write it the Schrodinger equation in this way. Okay, so in order to solve this differential equation, I can exchange the sign like this way, and I can return here minus e and minus here. So the above equation is same as below, but in order to solve mathematically any differential equation, I can write it in this way, and after that I can write k square is equals to minus 2m by h cut square. So we can solve this differential equation easily, and we get the solution of this differential equation is of type this. Okay, now as we all know the wave function cannot be infinite. So for x greater than 0, we have to define our wave function, that is psi l is equals to a e raised to the power minus kx, and for x greater than 0, the maximum limit of x is equals to plus infinite, and at plus infinite this wave function will become 0. And for x less than 0, the wave function I represent it by psi r, and it is b e raised to the power kx. So this is the wave function for Dirac delta potential, and we will modify it further. As we all know, the wave function must be continuous. As I discussed in my last videos, the wave function must be continuous. So this wave function should also satisfy the property of continuity. So it means at x equals to 0. So these two wave functions are separating or differentiate. We can differentiate them on the basis of that how they are going to behave for x greater than 0 and x less than 0. So in order to satisfy the continuity property, we can write that though both these wave function must be equal at x equals to 0, so that the overall wave function can be continuous. So by applying this condition, I get here a equals to b. So in this way, I can write our left hand side wave function, that is psi l is equals to a raised to the power plus kx, and the wave function on right hand side, that is psi r is equals to a raised to the power minus kx. So the overall wave function, I can write it in terms of mod x. So I can write my wave function, that is psi is equals to a raised to the power minus k mod of x. And note here that this wave function is not for x equals at this wave function is not defined for x equals to 0. For all values of wave x it is defined, but for not x equals to 0 at x, as we all know, at x equals to 0 we can't predict this, because at x equals to 0 the potential is going to be infinite. That is the property of Dirac delta potential. So our wave function must be normalized, so we have to normalize our this wave function, and from the normalization condition I can get this constant a, and I get the value of this constant by normalization condition is equals to root x. So overall the normalized wave function for Dirac delta potential is psi of x is equals to root k e raised to the power minus k mod of x. So you, in order to solve problems of Dirac delta potential, you have to learn this potential, that what is the potential for attractive Dirac delta potential type. So this is the wave function and you have to remember this. Okay. So next I also draw this potential as this wave function, and this wave function is exponential type, and so I can draw this wave function like this. Okay. Now, as I already told in last video, that when we see carefully our Schrodinger equation, we can see from here that second derivative is related to Dirac delta potential. So this means the first derivative, that is d psi by dx, is discontinuous, and we have to calculate the amount of discontinuity in first derivative. So this question was asked in many of exams. So you have to use this property. So it should be clear in your mind that if second derivative is related to Dirac delta potential, so there is an amount of discontinuity in the first order derivative, and we can calculate this amount of discontinuity, as I already told in last video, by this method. Okay, so yeah, and x, we can see the input of Dirac delta potential here, x equals to 0, and x equals to 0 lies in this limit, so I can write it, I can solve this whole integration, and I can write it at minus 2m v naught by h cut square psi 0. And also note that this discontinuity is at x equals to 0. So the amount of discontinuity when we are calculating, we can write our limits, that is 0 plus epsilon, and at first derivative at 0 minus epsilon, because the discontinuity is at x equals to 0. So we have to see, we can calculate amount of discontinuity by going left hand side and on right hand side of our limit, that is x equals to 0. So as we all know, on right hand side, okay, see from here that on right hand side, so 0 plus epsilon means something we are doing on right hand side, and on right hand side we have wave function psi of r is equals to a raised to the power minus kx. So we have to differentiate this wave function and put its value here, and in the same way this is at limit, this one is at limit 0 minus epsilon. So we have to find derivative of our wave function, that is psi l. We have to find derivative of psi l and put here. So and epsilon a tends to 0. So by applying this condition, we can calculate, and we get here result, that is k equals to 2m v naught by h cut square. Okay, now as we all know, from the Schrodinger equation, as I already told that, and I put at that time I use a replacement, that is I replaced at that time. So here this one is minus, here minus is not visible, so minus 2 me by h cut square whole raised to the power 1 by 2 is equals to k. So I can put this value here, and in this way I can get the energy, I can get the expression of energy. So overall we can conclude that while we are solving the Schrodinger equation, we will get our wave function of a particle if that particle is present in that potential. Okay, so in order to find the energy, we have to calculate the amount of discontinuity, and you have to use this concept for in order to calculate the amount of discontinuity, and you will result with the energy, that is energy is equals to minus mv naught square by 2h cut square. So this energy is different, because we can see here that this energy is negative. The first point you should note here that the energy is negative, and this energy is also independent of n. Suppose when you usually solve potential, for example, if you solve potential for a simple harmonic oscillator, you always get energy in terms of n. What does this n signify? Here n means you can place the value of n equals to 0, 1, 2, 3 and something like that, and you get infinite energy levels depending on n. But here this expression is independent of n. So this one is the important point. It means that there is only one bound state correspond to the potential V naught delta x. So you should note here one point, that in Dirac delta potential, the particle have only one bound state. So this one is an important point you should note here. And now we have to calculate the uncertainty relation for Dirac delta potential. And the uncertainty relation for Dirac delta potential is, that is uncertainty in x or uncertainty in p. Both are multiplied and we will get h cut by √2. So we have to derive this expression. Okay. So in order to derive this expression, first of all, you have to calculate the uncertainty in x. So in order to calculate the uncertainty in x, you are going to use this expression. And in order to find this expression, you have to calculate x square, that is average of x square and average of x. In the same way, you have to calculate uncertainty in p. And for calculating uncertainty in p, you need p square and delta p. Okay. And in quantum mechanics, when we have to find average of any quantity using any wave function, then we can find average in this way. Okay, one point you should note here, that if the wave function is normalized, then our denominator part will become 1, and you do not need to calculate the denominator part if our wave function is normalized, because for normalized wave function this integration will become 1. So here for Dirac delta potential, we are going to calculate average of x square, average of x, average of p square and average of p. And for calculating this, yeah, then you are going to place the value of psi, that is here root x e raised to the power minus k mod of x. So as our wave function is real, so psi star x and psi x will both are same, and you can find the average of x. So you can clearly see from here that this one is an even wave function, that is e raised to the power minus 2k mod x is an even wave function and x is an odd wave function. So overall our wave function will become an odd wave function, and whenever we integrate any odd function over a symmetrical limit, we get result 0. So you can directly place this average of x to be 0. In the same way, you can calculate x square. So see from here that x square is an even wave function. Even function, and e raised to the power minus 2k mod x is also even. So their multiplication is also even, and you can integrate this integration by taking its twice from 0 to infinity, and you will find the value of average of x square comes out to be 1 by 2k square. In the same way, you have to calculate the average value of momentum operator. So you can calculate average value of momentum operator by keeping the value of momentum operator in this expression. But you should note here one thing that you should always use while doing numericals, that for real wave function, for every real wave function, we get average of momentum operator is 0 and it is always true. So you can directly place this average of p equals to 0, but you can also find the average of p by this method. Okay. Now you also have to calculate the average of p square. So you can calculate average of p square by this method, but in numericals and while doing competitive exam, you have to use some shortcut method in order to calculate these. So that's why I am explaining these points. So in order to calculate p square, you can use this logic, that is average of energy is equals to p square by 2m, and average of energy, as I already calculated energy for its bound state. So we can place the value of energy here, and while by doing some manipulations, you can get average of p square. So you can calculate by usual original method, but this one is the shortcut method which you should use in competitive exams. So average of p square comes out to be k square h cut square. So now you can calculate the uncertainty in p by this expression, as average of p is 0 for real wave function and average of p square is this. So I can place the value here and I can get the delta, that is delta p, that is uncertainty in p is kh cut. In the same way, I get uncertainty in x is 1 by √2k. Okay, and when I multiply both, I get the uncertainty relation for Dirac delta potential. So the uncertainty relation for Dirac delta potential is delta x multiplied by delta p is equals to h cut by √2. So you can do this whole derivation for also for attractive Dirac delta potential, and you have to take plus sign here, and you have to calculate the wave functions and energies and in the same way, and of course you will get same value of this uncertainty relation. Okay, so you have to calculate this by your own, and if you get any problem, let us know in comment section. Thank you.
Okay, friends, if you like this video, please like it, share with your friends, and please subscribe to our channel. And if you have any doubts, you can post your doubts in the comment section, or you can also join our Telegram channel. And we also put quizzes, daily quizzes there. You can join those quizzes and have benefits. Thank you.